What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Dogecoin today, DOGE. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, my friends. It is the 13th day of August today. Here we are at about 24.3 cents. It doesn't feel like we're up that much this week, right? Or I shouldn't say that. We're only up 3.8%, but it feels like we're up a little bit more because we've dropped a good bit and come back up already. Especially considering, last week we were down literally below 20 cents. It's nice to be up here now. It's like a world's difference. So, looking at this here, we've got some interesting prospects. I do want to talk about the long-term stuff and see where we're going for our next high. I think it's very obvious that the next destination is going to be somewhere around, if not likely above our above our all-time highs here. Pressing a dollar, we very well could see a dollar by the end of this next rally. When does it start? Does it start now? Let's answer all those questions first, okay? And again, hit that like button if you haven't. Subscribe. Thank you all for being here. Let's get into it. Okay, so looking at this here on the 1 hour time frame, 24.3 cents now. Dogecoin's looking pretty damn bullish. I do like the lower lows in the RSI, higher lows in the price. It's hidden bullish divergence. You're right at an area to find support. You actually found support here before. And oftentimes enough, whenever you're in a bullish kind of trajectory, you do find support at the 50 on the stochastics, on the 1 hour time frame at least. On the daily time frame, not as much, but it happens. The MACD is the only one that looks momentarily bearish, but I'm not really worried about it. Right? You've got a red reading here in your histogram, and you've got a higher low. So I'm not, that's bearish. That's what gives you a bearish cross is a higher low. It's not that big of a deal. It's just you had a few 1 hour time frames moving down consistently. So here you're moving up with decent volume coming in. You're moving down with a little bit of volume as well. You could retrace from here. Looking at it, you do obviously have this double top look where you found resistance here. You could be finding resistance here. And if you were to go lower, let's actually talk about that real quick. From a low, if I can get it, come on, man, low to a high. If you were to go lower, and maybe you do go a little bit lower, 23.7 cents to 23 cents, 22.8 cents at the most. I don't think you get below 22.8 cents, but I could see you getting a little bit below 23 cents. At the moment, just looking at this here, I suppose I would expect that you go down to 23.7 cents or thereabouts at least, if not as low as 22.8 cents, but nothing too crazy, right? And if it does get crazy, let's look at this on a 4 hour time frame. Maybe you're in the midst of an M pattern. Maybe you've got that going on now. You guys know M patterns, right? Like this. With that, you would expect to go below this low. And if you go below that low, we can expect to see some extensions from this low to high. This is assuming that you stop here, right? Maybe you do. Maybe you stop here momentarily, but then you continue moving up. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be an actual stop here. But if you stop here and you get below this low, you can count on prices at 21 cents to 20.1 cents, maybe even lower. In all fairness, but I'm not really expecting that personally. I don't think that's what's happening for Dogecoin. Anything can happen. Really what I think is going on here is you've got this bull flag, right? And you've broken out of it. You've got a bull flag and you've broken out of it. So you're going to probably shake things up a little bit, come down, scare people, make them see this M for what it appears to be, and then you'll move up. It looks like a double top until it's not, right? It's like here, you had a high, you had another high, it looked like a double top until it really didn't matter anymore. Then you turned it into a W, right? Here you had a relative double top until it wasn't. It looks like a double top now until it doesn't. It's not a big deal. So I wouldn't be surprised if we do continue moving higher, but a little bit of a move down might not hurt. Down to like 23 cents or so. 4SI did reject the overbought zone, which is, I guess, not a good thing. 2 hours, 6 minutes left in this 4 hour. I wouldn't be surprised if you came down and closed it red. Stochastics coming out of the overbought zone. Yeah, you could come down a little bit, you guys. Maybe you do. I'm not expecting anything crazy, right? Nothing. I don't even think of this magnitude, let alone something like this, but a little bit lower. A little bit lower. Let's get those fib levels on there again. Hold on, low to high. 23.1 cents. 23 point, what is that? 0.5 cents, somewhere in that area. Yeah, I could see that happening. Makes a lot of sense to me. I wouldn't be surprised if, by the end of today or even, sometime tomorrow, you're at higher prices above 25 cents and beyond, stuff like that. So exciting times. Things should be getting rocking and rolling here pretty soon. But you are perhaps going to come down a little bit over the coming hours. We'll see. As I say that, I think you've gone up. No, you're basically at the same price that you've been at since we've been talking about it here. Daily time frame. Now, this is where things start to get exciting. Speaking of going up, I think Bitcoin's making another run right now. What about ETH? ETH might be on its way up higher too. I think they're both going to move up a little bit higher. Maybe Dogecoin gets a push with that, but it doesn't have to move with them. But looking at the long-term stuff here on a daily time frame, MACD looks great, stochastics look great, RSI looks great. It all looks fantastic. You truly are ready to move up higher. You've got higher lows here, right here, higher lows, higher highs there, higher low right there. You're going to form a higher high. Once you get above 28 cents, you should be moving up pretty fast. If I remember, it's like 35 to 38 cents. Let's see, high to low. 36.5 to 41.6 cents. I don't know why I thought 35 to 38. So something up here. This is your next target destination. You'll probably stop here momentarily, consolidate back, and then continue to rip and run. Now this is Dogecoin. Okay, Dogecoin moves up very fast and fierce when it wants to. So you don't have to stop here. Typically, what you would see in this kind of situation is, you found resistance to the golden ratio, found support down here. I would expect that you find resistance between 36.5 to 41.6 cents. But again, this thing can move at a very phenomenal pace when it wants to. So if you get above, the real thing to pay attention to here is inevitably 41.7 cents. When you get above 41.7 cents, that's whenever you know it's time to really start reaching for this 69-cent target, $1.09 target. Yes, 69 cents, $1.09. Those are the target areas, and anything and everything in between. And I would very much anticipate that we see that going forward, probably between now and the end of September, if I really had to guess. Between now and the end of September, that's the expectations for this this price action to take place. Dogecoin does move up very fast. I know it's the middle of August right now, but I think within the next 6 weeks, you should see some fantastic movements. We take an overall high from the last bull cycle to the low of the bear cycle. Dogecoin had one of the quickest bear cycles, by the way. It was very boring afterwards. $1.54 is that primary target. Maybe we reach all the way up there instead. Maybe you go even higher. Again, I would think that if I'm wrong with my prediction on Dogecoin, it would only be because it went higher and faster than expected, not because it stopped at a lower price. But 69 cents is the minimum target. I think you will push $1. That's like right there. That's a psychological zone, and that's also right there with your golden ratio. So I think that you'll see that level. Maybe you do reach all the way up for $1.54, but I'm keeping it at a 69-cent to $1 prediction right now. Overall, Dogecoin by the end of the cycle, by the end of this bull cycle, which I think will happen, sometime in Q2 of 2026, I would expect that we see Dogecoin all the way up at about $4 in price. Yeah, $3.95, probably just above. I would think after Bitcoin tops, that's whenever Dogecoin will top, probably within a month after Bitcoin tops. That's actually how it normally happens. Last cycle, Bitcoin topped off after Dogecoin, but the bull market, when the bull market ended for Bitcoin, Dogecoin topped off a month after that. So even last cycle where it didn't happen, it still kind of happened, right? If we want to pick cherries here. But I think $4, something just above $4 or just below $4 is where we're going to go. Ultimately, here we are at 24.3 cents now. I got nothing else for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe. Take care of yourselves, all right? Bye-bye.